All right. Sunday night, 7:30-ish, and it is basketball that we smell in the air. That means it must be time for another edition of the Man Cave. This is Polk. Appreciate y'all stopping in, chopping it up, rocking with us. We do not take it for granted. We appreciate it very, very much. Before we get started, I want to say what's up to the All-State PG, All-State coach. What's going on with y'all, fellas?
Not
What's
much,
up,
man.
bro? What's up,
Hey,
fam?
can't call it, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the privilege to be here once again, talking Polk County high school basketball. The season has officially started. Officially, not for everybody. Some people it's been started, but it's officially for everybody per the state of Florida. So, as we always do, man, I don't know if PG, you got anything, but we go to you first. You got anything in Tuma's take?
No, I don't have anything. I won't
Okay.
have nothing until the season start.
Okay, well, hey, there go Mr. Billy Boy, and well, we swing it around the coach. You got anything in your corner?
Coach, I got a question for y'all. Preseason games start next week, Monday through Thursday, mostly because Friday night will be football time. Do wins and losses matter in the preseason? And what are you looking to accomplish in those preseason games?
No, I don't think they matter. I think you accomplish trying to just set a tone for who looks more prepared and ready outside of practice. And it kind of show you just an idea of what things you'll be able to do early on and what you can't. But I mean, if you're looking for wins and losses on that, when it doesn't count, no. And then you got some teams that got football guys that they're waiting on. So you're basically trying to just play in on your young guys and the guys that's not heavy in rotation and try to get them more prepared, give them an opportunity to prove.
So, I guess a addendum to that question: is there much value in Polk County, at least, in even playing tip-off classic games when you're not going to even have, in some cases, the majority of the guys that you're going to have during the season?
I mean, it's still value in it. Like Toomer said, you probably need to look at some younger guys or some new guys that you may have to actually get them some game action. When you're practicing against each other, for the last couple weeks, couple months, or whatever, you know, everybody know what you're doing. They know what plays you're calling. It's good to get against somebody different that don't know what's coming. And like we got some new stuff that we installed. We need to see if it's gonna work or not. Whether we need to toss it or keep it in our arsenal.
Okay. I just, because in some cases, who you got on November 13th ain't gonna who you gonna have on December 13th. But I get it. I guess if you're that coach that's going to develop like a bench and depth and that kind of stuff, but if your main guys are out there on the field, that becomes tough. So anyway, that's a good one, coach. That's a good one. So listen to you, y'all is do y'all look at it as wins and losses?
No, like I said, we just want to get against somebody different. It's a lot of new things that we put in. We want to see how effective they are, and plus, we got some new pieces, so we want to see how they fit in. You got to try to get an idea on what your rotation is going to be, what combinations play well with each other, and who's actually going to show up, in those moments. So it's definitely has value. I don't really care about wins and losses in the preseason. Like you said, they don't count anyway.
So to kind of, I guess, so first week and you getting ready, they have this thing, and Thursday I talked to a couple of coaches just asking at the Crying Tower event, and this is how it's set up now. how do you approach tryouts? Like, is there even any value in it? And if it is, how do you approach it? Like, because I heard a couple of coaches was talking about you have to do this, um, you have to do the tryouts, you got to do it for a certain amount of time, you got to devote this amount of time to it, and none of them sounded like they were fans of it. Like I can, the way I took from it, the inference I got was, man, I can be over here doing this, that, and the third with my main people. The people I already know, but I gotta devote this amount of time. So tryouts. I mean, what is the? I'm just asking, bro. See how you. I mean, you got to do it, but like, what? I mean, come on, man. What we really talking about?
I think tryout started in June, right? He throw the ball short. How dumb is he? Tryout started in June, right? So basically, what you're doing during the time is just like if you have any new players that don't pop in. But I know for me, if I was coaching, you weren't there all summer, and you been at the school and you trying out. Yeah, you out there. You can't miss a whole entire summer and you're a student going into if you're a student out there. I mean, I guess you more so doing tryouts for the younger kids.
All right, coach. I'm gonna
Yeah,
let you
I
have.
agree with you. Most of the time, the gym is filled with most of the JV guys. Um, my first year when I came in the coach, I had a gym full because I was a new coach. Kids want an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Feel that they get that shake against the old regime or something. But as years progressed, it was less people trying out for varsity. You know what I'm saying? Ideally you want to have trials, you want to have practice too. You know what I'm saying? Because I think it's like 3 days. I think you gotta have tryouts. That's 3 days of lost time practicing. Trying to figure out who on your team and whatever. Luckily this year for the girls, man, we didn't have many kids come out and try out, so we was able to get some work in. But like
They don't allow you to split it up.
split up tryouts.
No, like so example, like if you have like all those kids in the gym, you already know what your varsity squad is. You're not utilizing half the court to put in work with your regular team and have your assistant coaches and all that try out everybody else. I don't know. I'm just asking.
In most cases, that's usually what happens. Like I said, we can't afford to not practice. So, we was in a fortunate situation this year, but in many cases that's what happens. Usually
Yeah, that's what I say. I'll be doing that. I just don't know if it's like some legal or behind it where somebody will say, "Oh, they already picked
no.
their players."
I mean, you just required to give so many days, which I think is 3 days. Um if not, you just split your practice up, have maybe tryouts for like an hour, you know what
How
I'm
can you
saying,
take?
then
How
have
can you even
practice.
take a kid serious? How can you take kids serious that miss your whole entire summer? Haven't been in the gym. You've been doing open gym. They never show up. You got the summer league. They never show up. All of a sudden now they want to try for basketball. I couldn't understand that
No,
the way
me
it
neither.
is now.
They have to be special, bro. They really have
Yeah.
to be special because if it's even close with you and the kid that's been working every day, I'm gonna take that kid that's been there every day. And you
Yeah.
might be slightly better than him, but this kid's been here, he's been working. I'm gonna reward him.
Okay. All right. Well, this past Thursday, we were fortunate to host the Eddie and Marina Anderson Crying Towel event. Just want to give you guys a chance if you wanted to. Any thoughts or any uh, reactions, recap, whatever you want to call it, um, before we put a button in it and move on?
Man, first
I
of all,
want
shout
to.
out to all our sponsors, bro. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't have made it happen without them. Eddie Anderson, coach, Booster, J Love, For Life, and everybody else that donated to this event that made it successful. To be honest, we didn't know what to expect. It came out way better than what my expectations was. Shout out to Marcus Gent. Shout out to the bros for doing the MC. He is way funnier than I anticipated. But it was a great event. And the only reason Coach McGriff won because he got 900 coaches and 900 people in there to clap for him. Bartow wins again.
I wasn't able to be there the whole entire time. I had other things going on, but the time I did come in, I mean, it was something that I think could really be something special. I was anticipating more support, but I didn't understand it enough to the way I do now on what it could take to make it successful, at least the idea. Very thankful for the sponsors. You know, that's that support right there from everyone, especially the booster and Eddie Anderson. That was huge. But I mean, I wasn't there long enough to kind of just give her. I would have liked to see the couple that I did miss. It was kind of funny though to see people roasting each other.
Yeah, that was and it was comical, entertaining, and some people had some stuff to say, and they took that time to say it. So, but I was happy that everybody seemed to be good sports. You know, you took your shots when they came your way. You gave it when it was your turn, and everybody was still smiling when we left out and went on and got in their cars to get ready for the season. I just, like you said, I was very happy that we were able to do that, be a part of it, and thankful also for the media outlets. Blue Summers showed up, the Ledger, Ruff Yuko came and wrote about it in the Ledger, so we're very thankful for that. So, and Coach, I know you shared it. Said, you know, it's we just we're not gonna quote Dion, but we just trying. We ain't gonna say we're coming. We're gonna say we're trying. And we just appreciate y'all, and we look forward to it being bigger and better and more beneficial next year. I like that Mr. Payne from Booster. We get every team to sell 3 tables. Yeah. Be great if we can get it done. Be great if we can get it done. Congrats, Coach Higgins, on the win. Coach Higgins is one of those few Eagle fans that I know. Him and my son for sure. One of my uncles.
But I was scared, Higgins.
Juice. I see you say we got to kick somebody out, huh? We got somebody got to go, so you can we can slide you in the back door, side door. I got you. Yeah, I see Juice say he look what he say. Oh, y'all probably didn't see it. Somebody got to go. I got you. All right, so the season started this week, right? Season started Monday officially. So if you are ASAP, we got you. If you're a freshman, if you are a new addition to the squad, what should be the mindset of the player in that situation? You freshman, fresh out of middle school, or you just transferring in, new environment, new team, new standards, policies, connections, systems, terminology, whatever you want to say. If you're one of those players, what's your mindset coming in the door? What should your mindset be?
Distract any information that your parents and your close friends giving you about what you should be doing at somebody else's program when you're trying to learn and get better. think that'd be the biggest downfall. You transfer in and everybody got these expectations for you, and then you're trying to learn someone's system and it's taking you a while, so it's not going the way it's supposed to go for you. And you're not being beneficial towards the team, and then you're taking it out on the coach. And that starts. I think a lot of that starts at home and on the cell phones with friends and family. So you gotta distract that and be willing to learn. Come in with the focus of trying to learn the system, and then let your talents play after that.
Along with what the PG said, I'm gonna take a different route. My thing is, this is dog eat dog world. I'm coming in to eat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming in just to fit in. I'm not coming in just to make the team. I'm coming in to actually make somebody uncomfortable. Where I'm gonna earn the minutes that I get when I get out there. You know what I'm saying? I need to earn the trust of my teammates and my coach that they can depend on me and put me out there that I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna play hard the entire time that I'm out there, and I'm coming here to contribute. I'm not just coming here, just to be a backup singer. I'm coming here, giving you all I got from baseline to baseline, from every second to every minute. Some people come in, they too comfortable or they too passive. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you're coming there for. You're coming to make yourself better, but also to make that team better.
What would be?
I think the talent proved that too, coach. I just think if you don't, a lot of the kids that come in with the transfer, come in through transfer learning, they don't even understand how to play organized basketball. So they have to adapt to that. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Agreed.
supposed to have that kind of mindset. Like I agree with you because I ain't finna go into nothing, trying to just sit back and play a role when the role ain't even been established for me.
Yeah.
But I just think that learning, like for you, for going, if I'm coming into Winter Haven as a freshman, one of the biggest priorities is learning how to play defense the right way. If I can't defend, I ain't gonna be able to play. You know what I'm saying? I guess I get that mindset from what it was playing for Coach Gibbons, because I seen talented offensive guys come in that don't understand one part of the system. See, a lot of kids think it's only one system to the game of basketball. That's scoring. That's been on the offensive end, and then you lack the knowledge of knowing how to play the correct technique of defense. So you might be killing in practice and in doing that, but then you can't guard a banana on the floor, even when it's slippery. You know what I'm saying? You just can't guard it, and you don't understand the concept of jump to the ball you man, help calling out the pick and roll, how to go up under a screen, how to jump over, and you're always getting killed on one end, and it just affects you from being trusted to be on the court. So I think one of the most important things is you gotta earn that trust from your coaches on what they're teaching. If they're teaching zone, how you play zone, you might come from a full court man-to-man concept and then go to a school where it's strictly zone. Now you have no clue on how to play zone. So I just think you got to learn both ends. You just stuck on learning one end of it, or you're good at one side and you want to dominate on that, it still can affect you. That's why I'm saying block out, because you might be a great 3-point shooter on a team that doesn't shoot a lot of threes, and plus you don't know the understanding of what they're doing on the other end, and it's hurting you as a kid.
They can't go to what, bro?
A banana on the floor. It was slippery.
So Elmo made a good point, right? So Elmo is talking basketball talk, right? Pack line defense, How long? Well, everybody got their opinion on how to teach it and how long it take and all that kind of stuff. How long do you how do you teach the language? Because that's just as important. Like if you're on the floor, you're on the road, it's a loud, hostile environment. They may not be able to hear you on the sideline, coach, but on the floor, if we talking on the floor, But if we don't know, if three of us got the language, two of us don't, that freshman or that new one, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is that is important, or is that, I mean, does that all go together? Or is it just once you just teaching it so they know it without having to talk about it?
It's funny you say that, Coach. All great defensive teams are great communicators. Everybody's talking. Everybody's on the same page. Um, our team this year, we got some freshmen that come in. They came in quiet. We got some other people, where they're just not real sociable. They don't talk. So our focus this year is just make sure if one person says something that is echoed by everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we just set the culture. If they're not gonna echo and they're not gonna talk, they got to run or do push-ups right then and there. You know what I'm saying? I yell out a drill, it's got to be echoed by everybody. Because I told them once you get in the Lakeland Center, you might not be able to hear us. You know what I'm saying? It might be somebody from the bench. If we say something, the people on the bench got to be echoing, the people on the court got to be echoing so we can hear it. Communication is key in defense. So that's a focus that we have right now with our young team because they're very young. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk. We making them talk. This is what the expectation is. If not, it's a consequence to it.
I like that y'all drill that with that discipline in it, because I think that's all like the most important thing on learning concept of playing defense is just is drilling it. It's an everyday process.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way we learned it and why it was so I don't want to say easy to learn, it was so easy to understand it because it became a point that every day you knew you had to have at least a 35 to an hour session of it. And it became something every day. So you know how things get bored to you because you're repeating it over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You push yourself to let someone know that you got it down pat, even though you're gonna do it again.
Mm-hmm.
But it becomes a norm. Like, dang, y'all, here you go again. We're gonna get to run around and do offense. That we gotta learn this defense. But let's show them that we got it. And when you
and
start,
what you're talking about it becomes muscle memory. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You do it, not even thinking about it, unconsciously thinking about it. You know where you're supposed to be at because you rep it so much. You know what I'm
but
saying?
you know what comes with that, man? When you learn it, it becomes fun, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really becomes fun when you can pull up the stats and you can see the stats of like how you defended so well against another team, or you locked down a kid that was averaging 20 some points and he only had 10 or 12 points, and it was a team effort that actually bullied that kid into, I call it bullying. When you defending that well, I call it bullying. You bully that kid until getting shut down. I mean, it becomes fun, and then once it becomes fun, but I think it's an everyday process, bro. I don't think coaches do it every day. I think that's kind of the downfall to it now. When you look at Polk County teams, it ain't but so many that's disciplined and doing it every day. That's why we're missing that toughness. You know how you say, "Oh, Polk County had that toughness," and we always ask ourselves, "What happened to it?" Coaches ain't willing to teach it every day. They think the kids get bored, so they try to move on from it.
And that's interesting. Last point you just made. I remember it was some years ago. Me and McGriff was talking. This when I was still coaching, and we was talking about coaching, and the discussion was like, I guess the conclusion was that the best coaches are also the best teachers. At the time, you had coaches. It was, a lot of coaches that were coaching were teaching also. Not to discredit the ones that were not teachers, but the thought was, as a teacher, you're doing it all day, every day, multiple times a day, in the hallway, coming from lunch, and so you're just continually doing it, and it makes it, like y'all just said, muscle memory. Um, and so just to your point, like, why are we not doing that? Could it be that something as simple as we don't want to teach it because good teaching takes time, and like you just said, it takes repetition. You're in the classroom, just because the kid got it on Monday don't mean they gonna have it on Wednesday. You got to continue, and if they got it this week, don't mean they won't have it 2 weeks from now. So you have to continue to teach. And is that it? We don't have as many effective teachers, not even coaches, enough effective teachers in the county like we used to.
I think it's a combination of both, like even time management. You know what I'm saying? How many people are going in there without a practice plan? You know what I'm saying? Maybe you spending too much time on certain drills. Like I've walked in the gym and seen somebody do 3-on-2, 2-on-1 for like 45 minutes. I'm like, I'm about to go. Like that's just wasted time. You know, it's so many things that you can work on. You just got to be. It's time management, and if you want to be a great man team, you got to rep it. You know what I'm saying? You got to dedicate the time in order to become a great man-to-man team. Like, you know, it took us a while, you know, just in a shell drill, you know, but it
Do
was
all
important to
coaches
us.
do
We
that
gonna
though?
play big.
Do all coaches have a schedule set up? I wonder if that happens, man, because it's such. I mean, just with coaching period, it's such a lack of organization nowadays. I even see it, you know, dealing with the stuff I'm with. Like the organization just has to get better. So I wonder if coaches have that. I think that's why, like the two I had, I can understand why they were so successful at what they did, and I'm sure you and your coaching staff have the same thing. And Barnes, I think you probably did it. That little piece of paper that had a setup of what you're doing every 30 minutes to an hour of every practice. You had that plan wrote down. You know what I'm saying? If it's a defensive day, these are the things you're doing. If it's an offensive day, these are the things you're doing. If you're mixing the days, this is what you're doing. But I mean, how many coaches have that now or understand that? Because who they getting the knowledge from? I don't see a lot of coaches going to clinics anymore. At least they don't post about it. Like coaches post about wins, they don't post about learning.
No. And I
Does
think
that
since
make
the
sense?
pandemic, that has went down like that's went way down since the pandemic. You know,
Yeah.
now they're starting to open up to have coaching clinics and stuff. I think the coaches here in the county and, you know, everywhere need to get back out and start going out. You know, that's something that I took serious. I always made sure that I went to one, you know, every year. Um, you know, the one Nike has out in Vegas, like my administration looked at me funny. Like really, coach, you just want to go to Vegas? Like, no, it's actually a really good clinic. You have players on the court. They had really good speakers. You know, I went in there with a plan. I need to get better at zone offense. I need to get better with baseline out of bounds. So I went in there with an agenda. You know what I'm saying? And I talked to Coach Gibbons when he was here last week. Also, he told me we was talking about defense and he was asking, you know, how like where I'm at with coaching and everything. And I told him like, you know, a lot of people don't ask me, you know, about certain things or to come in with their program. He was like, you know what, coach? 90% of coaches don't want to bring someone in because they don't want their players to know that that person knows more than they coach. And the players are actually lose respect for the coach. That's what Coach Gibbons said. I was like, Coach, I never thought about it like that. You know what I'm saying?
Say it
That's
again.
why
9
some
times out of
people
10. What?
he said 90% of coaches don't like to bring people in because they don't want their players to know that it's someone out there that knows more than their coach.
So they can't. They need to do what what Rank say. You know, classic Polk Hoops Rank need to put their pride to the side, but they just can't do that. Well, so then who is it about? It ain't about the kids then, right? It's about the coach and his ego.
And ego.
His or her ego, depending on if it's a female or not. See, that's we have some very we have a variety, we have a diverse set of egos. Maybe that's the safest word within Polk County when it comes to coaches. And it's just it never is a dull moment, for lack of a better way of putting it, when considering all the coaches. It's an interesting dynamic that I wonder if other counties have the same dynamic that we do in Polk County
Yeah.
when it
But
comes to that part of it.
piggybacking on Toomer about being organized and playing coach, there's so many aspects of the game that you got to work on, and we mainly focus on offense and defense, but we you don't talk about sideline out of bounds, baseline out of bounds when a team is pressing you. You know what I'm saying? How to break the press, um, working on pressure defense, working on situations, last minute and a half situation when you up offense defense going down. It's so many aspects of the game that you have to work on, and you have to dedicate time to that. You can't just expect these kids to know it because they don't. You got to work on it.
So what's a perfect if I come to y'all to say, hey man, I'm trying to plan my week. How much time should I put on offense, defense? How many days? Like, should I work on any sideline stuff? Should I work on any press break? Half court, full court. What would a good mix look like so that you're getting something done and you're not overwhelming the kids?
I think you specialize from day to day. You kind of balance it up. Like one day we'll probably work on um, defense from 30 to 45 minutes. Then we'll have some kind of specialty where we're either baseline out of bounds or sideline out of bounds. And then we'll go to defense for the rest of the time. And then you like kind of flip it. You don't work on defense as much, but then you work on, your press break and pressing at the same time. Then um, you might work on zone offense, you know what I'm saying, that particular day. You know what I'm saying? You just specialize in whatever you're doing. Or maybe you have time to work on zone and man, but you got to dedicate time to work on all of that stuff.
I remember having
You
alternate
just kind of
days.
flip it from day to day.
Yeah, I remember having alternate days on it. Where you spent this much time on defense, spent this much time on offense, and then by your unit, you're gonna always get both in.
Hmm.
Because once you start placing first string, second string, and you're working on defense, you're still running your sets. You're not gonna like say things if they're going full court. If you're putting in a full court press, and you got first string team up, you still got second string team that's working on how to beat that full court press. So you're getting the offensive side in. It's just you're mentally up here focusing, having the kids think that they're focusing on one thing because you might be putting in more time. You might have your 8-man rotation spending an hour on full court press, and then the other 3 to 5 guys that rarely play unless it's foul trouble, working on the offensive sets of how to break the press. But I think you gotta alternate it. You definitely just gotta. You can't be 70-30. It's not a 70-30 system.
Because
You know what I'm
it's too
saying?
much. It's too many aspects. You know what I'm saying? Like when I figured out that baseline out of bounds was important, I figured out I had to dedicate more time for that in practice. And then we're scoring over 10 points a game on baseline out of bounds. We stealing points because it became important to me that we work on it in practice. Some people just want to get the ball in. I'm trying to score.
So once the season starts, we know that most programs do a lot of it out of season. But when the season starts, how much time or do you have time to devote the skill development, individual drills, ball handling, stuff that you work on in the off season when you can't officially, be practicing? Do you
I
do that?
thought you should still, I thought you should always kick off practice with that stuff anyway. Get along going in with like the weave drills and everything else. I think you should always warm up working out. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to spend on skill. You got to spend. What y'all practice now? 3 hours, 2.5.
About 2.5.
Yeah, you got to get 30 minutes to skill, free throws, shots up, just all that stuff. Ball handling. I would always assume to do that the first 30 minutes. Just as well
And
you put in conditioning in the last.
yeah, when we practice late, like you saying, ball handling skills, and the boys are practicing first, we can do that. We don't have to be on the court to do that. We can go to some other area and get that done before
Yeah.
practice actually starts. You know what I'm saying? So people think you just gotta be like
In the
totally
gym,
in
yeah.
the gym
But
to
see,
get
look
that
what you
stuff
just
done.
said. You always started off like that. So if the boys are still practicing, you're putting in that time before you actually start practice.
Mm-hmm.
But they're getting that stuff going on. I don't know. Coaching plays a lot, man. I'm out the loop of it, honestly, because I'm back helping with middle school and I'm asking questions that I don't even know about. I just know the game. But it take a lot to you gotta do all of it, man. It's a day to day, like every day you gotta put it in, bro.
But the thing on it is, the reason why I'm asking, because we in the season, so we trying to have a conversation because we all trying to help each other. So some people got it all figured out. Some people, might be having a pen and a pad and taking some notes, at least how to look at some stuff different. We just trying to provide a perspective, because I know we used to do it. We used to start to practice off with skill stuff, but I also know everybody don't do it. Everybody don't put that time in it. And so I was just asking. I guess like you say, each coach is different. Each coach have their thing that they focus on or concerned with. It's just it was always surprising to learn that some people did not. That wasn't the thing.
Oh yeah, you ain't a good coach if you ain't doing it. I say that.
And then you got to be available too. We even though we were off yesterday, kids texting coach like, "Hey, coach, I need to get in the gym and get up some shots." You know what I'm saying? That's not practice. That's what they want to do. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
give up them Saturday mornings to get some shooting stuff in too with the team.
Mm-hmm.
But you're doing it in the season, so like hey, Saturday morning, 10 to 12, offensive skill sets. You shooting, you're working on that. It's different ways to incorporate it, but you can teach everything else, and if you ain't teaching, if they ain't working on their skill set, it's gonna be times in the game that you're gonna need key players that need to understand what they're doing.
Do you think
the next level you doing it, bro? The next level, you got time to do skill set. Either you gonna individually do it, you gonna wake up at 5 in the morning, and everybody gonna have they separate hour to 2 hours to put it in, but it's gonna get done.
And it becomes more important for it to be done with the team or individual, like you get up on your own, get it in type deal, or
I think both. I think coaches, depending on how many you got on the coaching staff, need to make sure they got slot time for that. Again, I can only think of like the next level because I ain't been so long out of high school, but it just has to get done. In order for you to be successful, you kid if you're only focusing on the team aspect and you're not, kid might need to understand that they got to take 100 shots, 100 free throws. They shooting bad. I mean, that time and different skills, dribbling with cones might adjust the kid from being able to handle the press break a lot easier. I don't know. It's different stuff you can do that's individual.
Gotcha. Okay. So Jet, who did a great job, like you said, Coach Thursday. He was joking, but he said something about when he went over to take over the girls, and then his baby got hurt, and he wanted to come back and do boys, but he had decided to move on because he wanted to go coach his baby girl. As a coach, when do you know? I mean, not in that situation. That was pretty easy. But when do you know it's time to move on? Not school deciding for you.
I mean, for me, it's when I no longer love coming in the gym. I no longer have that passion, to helping kids become better. So I know when I lose that, when I'm like dragging myself or trying to make myself, trying to go every day or go to the gym, I know it's time to either move on or give it up. But if you don't have that passion, that fire no more to be great, because my thing is just doing it during the season is it's not gonna cut it. You know what I'm saying? Championships are won and lost in the off season. You know, like the season basically starts right after the state championship. If you got to be in the gym working, you know, got to be in the gym working, and that takes time. You got to sacrifice. When I'm not willing to do that anymore, my coaching staff not willing to do that anymore, it's time to move on and get somebody else in there that loves to coach basketball.
That's a question. PG, you got anything on it?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, today we finished up our team rankings, and we almost finished with the individual rankings overall. And this week we'll do the class rankings and um, our preseason, our district stuff this week too. But just to recap the top 10 since last time we've been on, Winter Haven is 1, Victory comes in 2, Bartow 3, Joy Christian Prep 4, Santa Fe 5, Davenport 6, Sebring 7, Lakeland 8, Lake Region 9, Discovery 10. We'll post the whole 25 tomorrow on the page. But what are you all thoughts? There were some coaches that had some strong thoughts on the rankings Thursday night. So that's the top 10. We'll post everybody. But what's y'all take on
Tell them coaches to write ledger.
I'm not gonna lie to you, coach. Number 1 and 2 is a lock. After that, it's a toss up. You
Who
know,
was number 3? Bartow?
Bartow. You know, but we did that knowing that they had Vash, and Vash is not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bartow
So
might drop.
it's
Bartow
so
might
many different
drop.
factors that factor in. So 1 and 2, I'm real comfortable with. After that, man, it's totally a toss up. You know, we put JCP at 4 because of all the players that he brought in, but Coach Mike still gonna have to put that together. You know what I'm saying? We thought Davenport really got better since the summer and fall leading the work that they've been putting in. See, they had Coach Gibbons in the gym the other day. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then Lakeland, Lakeland, we don't know how Lakeland's going to be. They got, their one player back, Trey. Most of their players are on the football field. And then one of them is hurt, and he's probably not going to be back to the end of January. So, like I said, after 2, man,
Who
it's
hurt?
a toss up.
Who's hurt?
D. Hardy.
Oh, Lakeland need to move out the top 10. To January? Can we revote? Can we revote?
Yeah, we can revote PG if you wanna redo it, man. Oh man.
They don't got Hardy at the end of January. They in trouble. Schedule better be cake.
I think the first game they got victory first game.
L.
So all right. So just because T and J, shout out to T and J said we need to recap 10 through 20 for Juice, and Juice wasn't here. So this for you, Juice. 11, Discovery, 12, Lake Wells. Oh man, we got a tie 13. Armadale, Jenkins, Kathleen next, Nikhil, Lakeland Christian, Lake Gibson, Fort Meade, Ridge, Lake Placid, and Excel. And I'm sorry, man. I lost my whole train of thought. I couldn't get it back. Yeah, Kayla, that might not be a bad idea. We can get him there, him and Gent. If they tag team on that crying towel, man, people be lined up at the door. But anyway, that's that's the top 25. You know, we did the 10 for everybody else, and we did the 20, 11 through 25 for TNJ and Juice. So we'll post that tomorrow. And as far as our players go, we up to number 1, dropped number 2 today. But to recap, 2 is Isaac. Well, sure we know who 1 is since we know who 2 is. So 1 tomorrow we'll post LJ Kaysen. 2 is Isaac Salazar. 3, Jamie Phillips Jr. 4, Zay Mosley. 5, Sebastian Rosado. 6, five Alex Sessoms, right? Because we got some hate mail on that a little bit. 6, Sebastian Rosado. 7, Tate Darner. 8, Mike Andino. 9, D. Hardy. 10, Quentin Wilson. And we'll post, once we post,
that's a big loss.
So
that's a huge loss, dude. Like, y'all.
All right, well, let's talk about it.
That's just a huge loss, man. Like, for a team, he's the most experienced player on their team.
Yeah.
You know, you talking 3 years. You talking what, 3? This would be year. Was he a freshman when he played at Lakeland? Or?
No, he's a freshman at Winter Haven.
Okay, so he's 3 years. This would be his year 3. He's 2 years in on arguably the top 2 teams in the county. And you lose that along with the brother. They don't even have a top 10 player on their team right now.
Not top 10. They got a top 15, the Trey kid. So who's the bigger loss since that's out there? I mean, he not going the whole year, but he's gonna be going part of the year. One going for the whole year, one going for part of the year. But D at Lakeland or EJ Horton at Bartow?
D at Lakeland is a bigger loss.
Okay.
Where the leadership gonna come from? Who got the experience? Like, you name me a kid on Lakeland's team that's still a returning player that got 15 minutes a game last year.
It had to be that Scooter kid.
And Scooter's doing what right now?
Playing football.
Okay, so all right, it's gonna take to the middle of January, the end of January, to get in basketball shape again. Correct? Don't y'all assume that? Like, I would assume that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's playing games earlier this year. Last year, he didn't play any games till the end of December, right? After the state tournament. Now he's playing games with a bunch of kids that, I mean, he's going to be missing.
So
it sounds tough because it's coming from me. But if one of y'all was to just really break it down, I think the people will look at it and understand it more. But, you know, because it's coming from me, it becomes funny. But truth be told, like, who the leadership going to come from? All you're going to do is get up a lot of shots. The Trey kid going to shoot 20, 30 times. Who the point guard?
The Scooter kid.
Scooter kid playing football.
That's true.
So by the time he get there on Christmas break.
I mean, Coach Hen got a dilemma, but you know it's next man up. So you have to figure out a way.
Who's the next man up? Who's the next man up?
I can't tell you.
Who is it?
I don't know the names.
Who is he? That's what we said. Who is he? Who is the next man up?
What's his name? Who is people? Who is people?
That's a big loss, man. You just took the number 9 player in the county out the lineup possibly till the end of January.
That's breaking news. But we don't report breaking news like that. But that's breaking news. Live. Coach just broke that live on the air.
Hopefully, coach telling the story.
Nah.
So yeah, that's gonna be tough. So really, Trey gonna do it all. Now I haven't seen Lakeland's schedule yet. So hopefully, Hen, I kind of know Hen.
Even if he started late, you still don't got the same talent. Like those kids from last year, even when you doubted those kids, they were so talented and played well together that they overcame every situation that would knock on their door. You don't have the same kids, man. You don't have a Hardy. Like I think we all gonna realize how important Hardy was to any team that he could have played on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that kid just was that important. We saw that at the end, but
Role was different.
But I remember he was saying like we're gonna be in the locker room with the post, and I mean honestly I don't think they're top 10 with that news. Prove me wrong, but I wouldn't give him that much. I wouldn't give him that much.
Well, the rankings were considering that D Hardy was in the lineup. So the fact that he's not in the lineup, that definitely changes things. And it'll be interesting to see what he do. I mean, like you say, we know what you got. I haven't seen Lakeland's schedule yet. I hope that they hadn't lined Victor up without all his guys. And Coach Hen usually is a pretty strategic scheduler. So I hope he didn't line Victor up early, and definitely not early without his guys. So,
but I heard y'all Tuesday night that it was a tip-off game.
Not this Tuesday, next week, right, Coach? They start tip-off next week.
You know what I'm saying? The Lakeland victory game isn't it a tip-off game?
That's a good question.
Somebody said that at the Crying Tower.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it posted.
I will hope so, because then it won't count.
Yeah. He wasn't gonna beat them anyway.
What?
He wasn't gonna beat them, bro.
What's the point of playing somebody like Victory without all your guys? I don't know. I hope he didn't. Well, let me be quiet. If I was coaching, let me speak for me. There ain't no way I would schedule somebody like Victory early, first of all, and definitely not early without all my guys. I wouldn't do it, but
if it's preseason, yeah.
What you getting out of the preseason?
Nothing. But it's not a loss on my record, though.
But what I'm saying is, if you got your projected, you got 9, you think you're gonna play, and 7 of them on the football field, what I'm getting at them 2? I guess like I said, if it was me, all I can do is speak for me. I couldn't see the value out of getting beat by 80, which Victor tried to bust a clock on everybody this year. It's like.
It won't be 80, but it's not going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah, I think it's preseason.
Yeah, even if it's preseason, it's just going to be a game that, it's just a game out of respect. Hey, I played them type of thing because, football, Lakeland going to make it. Unless something happens after, I don't know the rule on the situation that just happened because it's all new, but Lakeland, with the region they in, they should make it back to that Final Four. They don't got, so they're gonna be missing those guys. Those guys ain't picked up a basketball since June again, bro. It's a different type. Them kids we talking about, they're not it. They're not they're not college level kids, bro, to be sitting out and not playing till late December. It's a different group of kids, man. I mean, to not pick up a ball they're not the same type of athletes them kids was that had been playing together since they was in 4th grade. So it's a difference. I know I'm coming off harsh, but in reality, man, the crew he got now ain't the same type of that crew he had, bro. Them guys had been together for Then you got to remember he brought in a couple more guys from Kathleen.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys he brought in, they had been playing basketball with those same kids since 4th grade with the Lakeland 5. This crew now that you got, we can't even name a kid. Like y'all sitting here and can't even name one kid that's outside of saying Hardy, and he hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the team chemistry is important. They played well this summer. I mean, they did play very well this summer. You know what I'm saying? But that's a summer league and stepping into a season with no gym at all. That's tough, man.
Yeah,
because I was gonna ask y'all the question. Even if it's harder, whether is he ready for that? Because he's not a vocal leader. He's never been. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's just a dog. He's the Deion Sanders, Travis Henry type of kid. He's a dog. But is he this is my team now. Let me take this responsibility on.
What you think, Coach? You done coached him?
No, he's a silent assassin. You know what I'm saying? D gonna lead through example through his play. You know what I'm saying? If D talking, then usually everybody listen, but that's not often. He's not that vocal leader that Tuma's talking about. He is a dog, and he inspires everybody by how hard he plays.
So huge loss. So that's the biggest loss. What is the
how do you coach doing when you're in the playoffs though? Like, because last year he didn't get to do that, so that was kind of good because he scheduled so late. He didn't even do tip off last year, right?
I don't think he did.
Yeah, I wonder why he did it. I wonder why he decided to do it this year.
Like I said, the games don't even count. Maybe he's evaluating some kids that he need to get to see. But I would play.
That's a good reason. I was just wondering, like, he didn't do it last year and he knew like they would have a long run at football. I would wonder why he would do it.
I mean, and honestly, if you remember, we tried to get him to do some stuff early on. Like, Coach, you sure you're going, that's going, yeah, Coach, we just going, Coach, you sure waiting that late? You're going to be kind of chancing it. And clearly he knew what he had. And so I'm sure he got it figured out this time.
Yeah.
But
I can't fault him. I did the same thing in 2012. I didn't play till well after Thanksgiving.
Oh, it worked. I mean, he ain't supposed to be at the house. That's what I'm saying. We were at it like why he doing it, and then it actually was a great plan because he knocked on the door. He was 2 possessions from the White House, so it made sense. So I wouldn't come back after that, knowing that all my guys are football guys. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Like, what you and maybe it's because he got a couple guys that he know you want to have a trade kid going to have to come through for you. So maybe he knows that might be the only thing I can think of, because
I like to talk about him because everybody think we just fans. Like we don't give him a hard time like anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So that's the other part of it. And I disagree with Ambo. I think Polk County basketball is so trash this year that you could have a good season. Everybody ain't good.
So
I was at some of them games. Everybody's not good. So
we top heavy?
Huh?
We top heavy this year?
All right. I got 3 teams got a good fight at it. 3 or 4. How many teams is in some league? 20 something?
There's a lot of them there.
Okay. Well, they better have them schedules set up to make it.
Oh man.
You wonder why I cut my screen off after 10?
Mr. Ryder said you're gonna be surprised, man. You've down the county.
Surprise me then.
Tuma has officially made multiple locker rooms or bulletin boards as of November 5th at 8:35 p.m.
I'm gonna go look at them schedules. And it got one word. Trash.
But if if it's scheduled like it is on Max Preps, he kind of did the same thing. He got one game on the 27th of November, and then he don't play another game till the 19th of December. So he kind of did the same thing. He just
Oh yeah,
played a
he's
preseason
smart. Yeah,
game.
yeah, yeah. He's
Yeah,
smart. That's a great move for him. That gives him time to get those guys ready.
yes. Even if they make the state championship game, that gives him about 10 days or so with them kids.
Yeah, that's smart. I still think Victor would blow him out.
I mean, yeah. I mean, but it's preseason though, so.
Yeah.
But he plays one game on the 27th, what it says on Max Press, and then the next game not until December 19th.
Any tournament? He going to a tournament again?
I think his tournaments are at home.
Another smart move.
I see you got Boy Anderson on here.
He ain't going back down to Fort Lauderdale with this team, is he?
They probably coming to him.
Oh boy.
If all the football guys bond, if all them guys playing football, they not there on that team, and Victor don't have all their kids working out all the time, Sausage City.
Coach Barnes said, "Hold on now, we sizing us."
Sausage City.
Jimmy Dean, Uncle John.
We're gonna put JV guys against LJ and all them. Sausage City.
Okay, Mr. Ryder. That's right. That's not a
boy. Stop.
Who you saying, boy? Stop?
Man. Mr. Riley.
Riley.
Yeah, boy,
stop. Hey man, so we'll, like I said, we will this week, y'all. We'll post number one player tomorrow. We'll do the full 25 overall, so everybody can see them all at one time. And then we'll do the class teams, like the class of 27 on up to 24, and then
does Fitz even have room to add on JV guy with what he got his team?
I know, right?
Like, let's be real. Like, what he would be wasting his time. But the schedule he's pushed for as a coach, I ain't nowhere in the world I'm moving JV guys up to play in that. When I got all my guys, ain't none of his guys playing football. Fitz goal should be trying to get better from day one. Like, every game counts for him. You know what I'm saying?
Every
game counts. Like, whether he started off his preseason, I'm add that on as a schedule for my guys. Like, every game is we 1-0. Every game we 0-0, then we win, we 1-0. Every game counts, man. I ain't putting JV guys up on those two games right there. I'm trying to get better running my system, putting in the implements of what he did with Coach Gibbons with those kids. I ain't adding in other kids with the squad that I have.
And interesting point. We won't say no names because we try to protect our sources or our some of our stuff. But interesting, there was a few people that said if they had the vote, they would put Victory 1, Haven 2 in the preseason.
I think it's gonna happen sometime in the season, though.
There was more than one person that had that feeling that Victory is the top team in the county. But you got to put Haven at the start. But it's some people. It's not unanimous. It's not a unanimous.
It's gonna be flip and flop. It's gonna flip flop off and on. But I think I personally just still feel like Haven number one.
Yeah, definitely. They play each other head to head twice during the summer. Haven was able to win. You know what I'm saying? Even without the Mosley kid. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's the reason why we put them ahead of them.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying they're not far behind.
Yeah, I take
they might be right. They might be right there.
Yeah, I don't agree with them 4 or 5 people. I said that the other day when we was talking. I take Haven.
Do they play head to head this year?
Yeah, they do. I know they got one game.
I think they play at
Like some people feel like they're gonna beat OCP. They got a chance to beat OCP if they steal that game at home, but we know Winter Haven ain't got a chance.
Uh-oh.
They'll make it.
Bro, we say they have a well, we did. Some people say they didn't have a chance last year. And they was
They
one
lost,
bucket.
didn't they? They
They
lost.
Bro, that's the headline. They lost, but let the streets tell it, bro. They had no shot. They didn't want to get something with them.
Yeah, I was one of the ones in the streets too. I didn't think they could beat them.
Bro, you back in the streets again this year?
Oh, they don't got no chance this year. Come on now, let's be real. They ain't got no chance.
No chance.
Nah, they ain't got a chance. Not to beat Columbus. Nah.
Columbus just a lock.
Coach, man, everybody playing for second, man.
See?
Everybody playing for second.
Make sure you recorded that. It ain't just Tuma this time.
And you know what? You know,
Them guys almost beat Mount Vernon. You saw that game? They played Mount Vernon tough.
I saw it.
And Oak Ridge done loaded up too. They got a top 15 kid in the nation. Went to Oak Ridge from IMG. I mean,
so we said when they ain't even gonna get to the championship this year.
Depending on how they line it up. You know what I'm saying? That schedule last year was really, really tough. It gave them a great SOS. You mess around and end up in that 4th seed, you play Columbus first.
They lost 2 dogs, man.
And then you don't get rewarded being in the 2 or 3 seed because you're gonna probably end up getting Oak Ridge.
They lost 2 dogs. I don't think we're gonna respect what they lost because everybody got their difference of opinions on those kids. But KJ and Dylan were real deal.
Remember, KJ hit the shot for them to beat Oak Ridge. They only beat Oak Ridge by that last second shot. So it's not like Oak Ridge not right there. And then, like I said, they reloaded. When the Haven got, they in, but, that's like replacing Dylan, but, that whole
Lakeland win 3 of them with the Pounces. They won 3 straight, right?
Yes.
You know how St. Thomas felt them 3 years in a row getting beat?
Mm-hmm.
Lakeland, Winter Haven just need to call them and ask how that feeling is. It's gonna happen, bro.
I seen Coach Cable ask a question about who has made the state tournament since the last 23 years, since 2000. The only people I can think of is Bartow, Lake Region, Lake Wells, Kathleen, Haines City, Winter Haven, and Sebring.
Hey, that's everybody.
That's who made the state tournament since 2000.
And that 2 year, you're gonna get that 2 year. It seems to be the 2-3 year run that it was starting from 99, 2000. You had Lake Wells, Kathleen.
Yeah, you're right. Like Avon Park made it 1 year too.
And then you go from 2007, 2008. You had Kathleen on 2 years. Then Bartow came for 2 years. Then Lake Wells came for 2 years. Then Winter Haven came for 2 years. Plus, you just get that run to Polk County.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Winter Haven right
now. It's the same programs. It's the same programs.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody
else.
Those
are the traditional basketball programs too, though.
Yeah. So one Lake Region team, the reason they went, Scott Williams was the coach.
Traditional basketball program, bro, in the county are the ones that normally make it. But now you just don't have programs. So we're missing that. Winter Haven, Bartow, you're missing that. You got a couple guys building onto that, but it's gonna be tougher for them because of where they're at. You got some good coaches. I think Ampo building something strong over there. If he start taking Haines City kids, the buy-in and coming over there along with what he got, that's gonna be huge for him. I think Victory always gonna knock on the door. They gonna keep special things because
especially if coach keep getting those I-9s in.
Yeah. Victory gonna knock. Bartow gonna always knock at the door. I had Bartow locked when they had Vash. I said Bartow was locked. I felt like they was gonna win. Felt like they was gonna win that class. I don't know how strong that class is, so Riley might be right. don't know like when we weren't talking about Bartow without Vash.
So we got 1A 7A. We saying Bartow 6A.
You saying Bartow 6A? I ain't saying it.
Okay. So do we have? So the only class we're saying we're for sure is
1A a lot.
1A a lot. Bartow is a possible like in spades. Victor is a possible in spades. Is that it?
Of course, that's it.
Santa Fe in 3A.
Nope.
We ain't got nobody in 4A, do we?
No, I think we got them in 5.
5A, Arbondale, Lake Wells, and them, and Lake Region, all them in 5A. So 6A wide open. If Coach Bond, like Edgewater with Calvin kids transferred and Martin County graduated. So is it?
Sounds good.
Anybody?
Sound good.
If anybody?
What I hear, they say Edgewater's still tough. They got some other kids to come in. And Martin County's in that region too. I saw them in the fall shootout that was at Bartow, and they look pretty good.
Yeah, that's why I say sound good. Never know what don't happen from now till then.
Okay.
Who won 6A last year?
That's a great question.
Was it Palm Beach Dwyer?
It was somebody from down south, right? It's a great question.
I'm on the website now and it doesn't show it. Stop at 21.
Whoever beat the breaks off of Wakawa won it, right? Or did Dwyer win it?
I'm gonna be looking.
It's Dwyer. So
Dwyer.
Coach also says Dwyer.
Yeah, I thought Dwyer won it.
Somebody from down south. So, so we have one for show book, and we have a couple possibles.
Yeah.
Out of Polk County. Everybody, what's your name, PG?
Couple. I'm gonna go with that couple.
All right. So
if Victory can get that home game, they definitely can steal it.
And I think that's why Coach Fitz put together the schedule that he did.
So, well, the beauty of it is we live. This will be the second week coming up. Starting next week, people start to get to see how things look. We also, we still posting schedules as Ponte Virgin. That's the team that beat One Haven that first time, right? The team from up
yeah,
north.
But they made it again.
System, huh? That's got to be a system because they don't pass the eyeball test at all. They just come in there and keep scoring buckets. So anyway, I think that's all we got for tonight. Like I say, we'll post the rest of these rankings and stuff tomorrow, and then we'll start the class stuff as we continue to move forward to the start of the season. So Dwyer beat Ponte Verde for the state bond say. So it's wide open, and normally the person that come out of 6A for us be knocking on the door. So whoever come out of that, you're gonna have a shot. It's just who can get it together and all going same direction at the right time. So you gotta like Bartow for just in that district for no other reason than they brought the most people back. And I mean, Vash, like you say, Vash would have made it a whole another situation. But I mean, they still got some other kids over there. They finally helped, I think, with Big Ed and Jay Sean. That should be hopefully I said his name right. And spell check been having it.
Jason.
Yeah. So, all right, man. Before we get off, any thoughts, predictions on they did the whole March Madness playoff football bracket release today. We're saying Lakeland. Are we saying Lakeland, Lake Wells locks to win state? And if they are, anybody else? Are they a lock?
Bro, I don't think they're locked.
Yeah, I think Lake Wells got to beat Mainland, right? Mainland was good again. That's gonna
Mainland
be
is good
special.
again. Even though Lake Wells is undefeated, they ended up number 2 in the region. So they will have to travel to Vanguard if they meet in the regional final.
That's gonna be special. From if you get that Mainland, that kid, that running back from Mainland, he's still there. He was a senior
No,
last year.
he was a senior.
That's gonna be special though to see that repeat. I don't know about Lakeland, man. Lakeland
So
got a lot going on. Got to in the morning. We'll hear about it. How many guys get suspended? How many games?
Yeah, Marlon Wright too. Venice is rolling right now. They dropped the
They
game
finally picked
early,
it back up. They finally picked it up because their expectation was for Venice to win it this year.
Mm-hmm.
and I saw that light. I saw where Buchholz was undefeated, but I didn't know if they was like.
Man, I ain't betting against no full Lakeland squad. If Lakeland there, Buchholz, Venice, all that can get it.
Yeah, definitely.
If Lakeland full squad, bro, if Lakeland got all them kids and they coming healthy, I like Lakeland to be into them teams. It's just Polk County football.
No Castle effect.
Oh nah. Lakeland we've been through the trenches.
Yeah, definitely. They got the experience to do so.
So
I'm
just
Lake Wells is going to depend on their offense and their quarterback play. If they're able to score offensively, their defense is lights out.
Yeah, if Lakeland make it, bro. I think that those 2 early games battle tested them to play against those type of teams. Everybody say Lakeland ain't the same, but anybody around here can beat them. They don't play Lake well, so we'll take that off. But everybody else got beat.
So you like them no matter who, Gainesville.
I ain't been no Gainesville over no Lakeland. Nah.
Yeah.
I used to think Parker was better than Lakeland, bro, and it showed me that Parker wasn't. Parker was one of the powerhouse football teams, but it's different with Lakeland.
I'm curious to see what Jamel do down there at Fort Meade too. He had a great year down there with the small school. So
okay,
I think Fort Meade might knock at the door too.
Boy, stop. Lakeland want to win one of them games. What Martin talking about?
Victory. I see the second round Victory, and if Victory can beat Zephyr Hills Christian, they could have Lakeland Christian again, and them got a chance.
Yeah, to play each other, yeah.
I'm saying, dude.
I just gave you the answer. Yeah, to play each other, yeah. They got a chance to play each other.
So, like, is that the Bartow rivalry? You saying they playing blind kids at Fort Meade, or you really? That's how Bartow and Fort Meade, the rivalry never ends. I thought Fort Meade had been doing some good things this year too, but Light just said they ain't doing nothing. They ain't busting nothing.
Light still remember that fight they had Bartow shit. That was the game they got canceled. That's why he said that.
Hey, well,
he ain't got no bragging rights this year.
That. You gotta chill. Got you.
Remember they canceled the game or something, right? Didn't they do that, Billy D?
Yeah.
Yeah, ain't no bragging rights, so he got to call him sorry.
I remember. So we got 11 teams that made it to the playoffs in football. So hopefully we hope that we get as many teams to the next round, and they all count now. So if you don't produce on Fridays, helmet to the left, shoulder pass to the right, and basketball.
Imagine that.
So by Saturday, it's gonna be basketball season for a lot more people than it already is. There's basketball season in a lot of schools right now. But good luck to the 11 that still get to put on the helmet and shoulder pads for a few more days. So we know that Light, how he feels about Fort Meade. That's very evident in the comments. So appreciate y'all, man, rocking with us for another week. We don't take it for granted. Good luck to the teams in the gym this week. Everybody getting better. And good luck to the teams in the playoffs on the field. Till next time, man. We appreciate y'all. Polk Hoops. We out. Y'all be safe this week.